The king of high ticket sales, world's highest paid consultant, media celebrity, multi-millionaire entrepreneur, acclaimed TEDx speaker, international best-selling author, Dan Lok.
So let me bring on another Inner Circle member, real estate investor, Patrick Lerner. Patrick, since owning his first property at 19 years old, Patrick has grown a remarkable portfolio. He is an active investor. What kind of investor? Active investor. Today he manages more than $20 million in assets and collectively manages close to 200 units in Canada. So Patrick, you want applause? So I want to show you what an active investor's, have a seat maybe.
Sure.
And what do they do and how do they think? Say hi first of all maybe.
Hi, everybody.
Everybody say hi, Patrick. Hi. Okay. So Patrick, share with us, how did you get into real estate investing?
I actually got into real estate investing by accident. It was my mom that she gave me a decision. Okay, I could either buy a car or I could buy a condo. At that time, I didn't know how powerful it was making the correct decision. I chose the condo because at that time I didn't need a car because I was at home playing video games all day. And if I need to go out, my friends would come and they'll drive me out.
Yes.
So I didn't need a car. So I'm like, okay, I'll go get a condo. And from that on, that condo have multiplied. It was a condo at Joy Station. That condo have multiplied, allowed me to get 3 houses just from that one condo.
And why did you like real estate so much? Like, why not like other type of investment?
Yeah, I have actually dabbled along forex trading. I have traded stocks for a firm before, day trading as well, and I have also, refinanced some money from the condo I still had to purchase a business. I've lost money on every single of them because now that I found out there's no real underlying asset, or at least I myself don't understand the underlying asset.
Yep. And throughout the years, I was talking about invest in what you understand, right? Yeah. And I know you've also had some ups and downs in your business career. What do you think is maybe 1 or 2 biggest mistakes that you've made that you want people to avoid when it comes to investing?
Okay, the biggest mistake I have done, and it have put me in depression for more than 6 months, was actually not knowing the word due diligence and not doing due diligence. When I acquired at age 23, I took money out because I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I took money out of the condo that got up in value because they would give anybody money at that time. It was like,
easy.
It was ninja money at that time. So I got money out. I purchased a coffee shop not knowing how to do due diligence, and I was cheap. I didn't know, and I thought I went to BCIT for a business school. I thought I knew everything, and that was so bad. I didn't hire any accountants, lawyers to do the transaction. I just gave the draft to the guy, in exchange for keys. And he promised me that this business makes $1,000 a day, but you just have to, build it up. And I was like egotistic at that time, so.
Much more humble now.
Now, afterwards, I was punished. I was depressed for 6 months. It was very devastating.
Okay, so at the time, you didn't do your diligence, and you thought you just trust the guy and just invest. And any other mistake you've made that you felt like?
That is the major mistake I got, which is the lack of due diligence, right, and not knowing how to do due diligence. Now coming forward, I actually have a full team: mortgage brokers, the lawyers, accountants. They all go through the deal, so it's not only me and also my group of investors.
Please write this down. Investing is a team sport. Investing a team sport. And now, how did you go from the first condo to now with a portfolio, 200 units and still growing, right? Just did a deal. And how did you go from that to where you are today?
Actually, it was a painful experience after my loss of money. I was depressed for 6 months. and I actually start investing in myself and read a lot of books.
Like self-development.
Yeah, just exactly what you
Okay,
said.
screw on straight again. Okay.
And I have the option. I lost $7,000. I'm $7,000 extra in debt, but I still have the condo I have. I have two choices. One is I go back to work a job for 7 years, save $10,000 a year, and pay back that loan. Another one is I leverage that condo, took more risks, but then I'm betting on things that I know, which is real estate.
Keyword, he's betting on things that he knows. Yes.
And then I bought two houses in Regina. At that time, I could buy houses for 50 to 60,000. And so I bought two, one for 50, one for 60, with only like 10% down. It's ridiculous at that time. I bought a house in Surrey as well, and all from that single first investment I got.
The one, another one, and stacking it. Now, what do you say to people, let's say sometimes investors, and say, oh, Patrick, I don't have any money to invest.
Well, I would say you just have to invest in yourself first.
Get the high income skills, right?
You have to, because it's just, I see way too many new real estate investors got themselves into troubles because they don't have the discipline, their income are not stable. There's also a lot of accountability when you take on a lot of debts, right? There's a lot of people you have to be accountable for.
Speaking of like investing principles or what kind of deals you invest in, maybe share with us one or two principles that you follow, that you just no way, this is what I follow, I'm not going to break this. It's like law for you.
Right. Well, that goes back, I have to do my due diligence. Absolutely, I check out the numbers. And I verify it because now it's easier when I buy an apartment building. I already have one right beside, right? If I'm buying in that city, I have already existing data I could compare to. So if someone claimed that their income is 20% above my existing operation, then I have to, I could then check my data and say, hey, that's not true. And a lot of times, when I notice in the investment world and people selling their real estate, they tend to exaggerate.
No way, they do that?
Yeah.
No way.
So
I can't believe that.
yeah, so just to get the maximum price, right? But so that's why it's you really have to know what you're doing. And
How many can see he knows real estate? Shit, he knows real estate. Like he knows real estate. Now, if you talk about something else, maybe you say, maybe a business or coffee shop. I know a coffee shop.
Oh, coffee shop.
Hell, shit, no. you can buy a Starbucks, but no, that's it.
Yeah,
man.
that's it. Yeah.
That's it.
I would have done better off just buying shares of Starbucks.
Yes, yes. Now, for some people, they might say, well, but isn't it a lot of risk? You take a lot of debt because of leverage. How do you minimize that? Like something happens, or you can't get a tenant, or cash flow issues. How do you minimize the risk of taking so much debt?
Well, first, you really have to know your numbers. You have to know what the cap rate is. You have to know what your debt servicing cost is, right? So once you know all those numbers, then you have a goal to go for, and also you have to find the right managers. I have the experience in the beginning when I started investing in Ontario Windsor. One of the places I invest quite often now is. I found a pretty bad property management company. So they go in, they lock in for 1 year contract, and they will say they'll manage all your things, and they're actually good at branding, but they're not actually good at operating.
Managing,
yeah. So, and I was a small guy there when I starting, so so that's a very your manager is where you get your money from.
It goes back, no such thing as dangerous investment. It's dangerous investor, right?
Yeah.
What's your goal now? 20 million portfolio. What's your goal in the next 5 years or something? Where do you want to go?
Well, my target is to bring it up to 50, and and above. I'm just going to continue adding units to my portfolio.
Yes.
And we'll say tend to be a good investment because for me is I know it used to be every 5 years your property appreciate enough that there's enough equity to double. right? So you could always duplicate. So one become two, two become
Refinance,
four.
yeah.
And the game goes on, right? So
That's awesome. With new investors, actually, share with them about the wealth triangle because you structured your real estate when you first talk,
Yeah.
when you first joined your circle. That how because I thought you're just investment guy,
yeah,
but when you talk, and I said, oh, this is brilliant because you actually have the high income skills and how you structure it.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think it's pretty interesting. It's one industry, but the way you structure the business model actually gives you a lot of stability, right?
yeah. It's just from last year I have looked into real estate actually
wealth
are
triangle.
good at building your net worth.
Net worth, yeah.
But then as I pick up this real estate investment skill, it is a skill, so I could sell it. So I did consulting, and I find a lot of those Asian investors that came over, they don't speak a single word of English, but then they actually need a lot of help, building the portfolio for the next generation.
So they may not, they're not your investors, but you're helping them with investment as a consultant, right?
Yes,
and
that's
that's
right.
a six-figure income skill, obviously.
Yes.
Right. So you help to deal with the high income skill, as well as you take on investors and partner with them, and they also go into investments as well.
Yes.
Or in some cases, you do deals on your own. So
Yes,
it all
that's
depends,
right.
right?
Yeah.
Very good. Round of applause. So if they have questions, stick around. They can pick your brain a bit.
Yes.
Yeah. Afterwards,
Thank you.
round of applause. Very good. Very good.
Now you've been watching my videos for some time now, but have you read my book, FU Money? If you have, good for you. Comment below and share with me what you've learned. If you haven't, what's your excuse? This book currently sells on Amazon for 20 bucks. Let me eliminate excuse for you. I'm going to give it to you for free. Go to the description link below. Go to www.fumoney.com. fumoney.com. I'm going to give you a copy for free and you can download it immediately. Read this book. If you enjoy my videos, you'll love my book. It's the most powerful book that I've written on the topic of success, wealth, and financial independence. You'll love it.